Welcome back to the Talk at Elevation, the show where we shine light on voices that move the game forward. Today's episode is brought to you by Fanday Nation, where we believe one thing: everyone deserves to be seen. Today we're joined by someone who understands high-pressure performance from the inside out, Dora Kurimay. Dora's journey has taken her from growing up in a sport-driven family in Budapest to competing on the international stage as an elite table tennis athlete, and now to working with athletes, teams, and professionals around the world as a mental performance coach. She's a published author, speaker, and educator who helps people train their minds with the same intention they train their bodies. But before we dive into Dora's story and her approach to mental performance, let's talk about Fanday Nation and what they have to offer.
Awesome, Dora. For our listeners who are just getting to know you, how would you describe who you are and what you do today, and how those roles connect?
Hi, and thank you so much for having me, and it's very nice to meet you here. And I'm a mental performance coach, an elite table tennis athlete, author, and speaker. And I would say I live at the intersection of performance and mindset. And today I'm a mental performance coach, and I help athletes and high performers train their minds the same way how they train their body. And I help them to improve focus, confidence, and resilience, and bring out these skills when the pressure is on. And that comes from directly from my life as an elite table tennis athlete. So I'm teaching what I also went through. So I lived the pressure, and I experienced setbacks and injuries, and I know how important the mindset is and training the mental skills. That's why I'm a mental performance coach. And basically, everything I do connects through performance and under pressure. So I'm using, as an elite athlete, basically these skills. And I also teach these skills as a coach. So make these skills as simple and practical. And as an author, I also basically apply these skills and write stories about it, and also give practical guides for everyone so they can do the application. Wow. So it just overall, I'm basically helping everyone to bring out their best and perform their best under pressure, and also do their best in life, bring out their
That's awesome.
potential.
So Dora, how did that kind of start, and how does that connect with your role as a table tennis player?
Sport was always in my family, and we did many sport activities. Table tennis also was included, but it was more recreational. But my cousin, who was a professional table tennis player, brought me to a professional table tennis club, and that's how my career started.
Wow, that's awesome. Shout out to your cousin.
Yes.
Awesome. When people hear the term mental performance coach, what do you wish they understood more about the work you do?
I wish that they understand that how you train your body, you have to also train your mind, and it's many times missing from the preparation. So you also have to train the mental skills, and I wish that also they know that this is also training. So you have to train your mind as well, how you train your body. And it's not about fixing what's broken. It's basically building a new muscle. So
right, making it better.
New muscles. Exactly. So making it better. And I also it's also important to highlight, many times people think, oh, I only have to do mental coaching when something is wrong. So it's important to start, I would say, at an early age. Because it's also a skill. So the earlier you start training, the muscle gets stronger. So I work with actually many youth players, and I worked also many players who just wanted started the training early because they knew that it's important in their success.
Right. It's that muscle memory too.
Exactly. So it's how you train a stroke. You have to train your mental game as well.
Exactly. Exactly. Can you share a few success stories that really stand out from you working as a mental performance coach?
Sure. So there are a couple. Give you a couple of few examples. I work with an Olympic swimmer who struggled with anxiety before races, and together we built rituals around breathing, mindset, visualization, and focus. And over time, she transformed the way she approached competition, showing up calm, prepared, and confident. So it was about stress management. Another one was a college squash player who had trouble staying focused under pressure. And we developed a visualization script and so also pre-performance routines and also a mistake reset technique. And the change wasn't just in performance, it also was in his confidence and presence. And by the end of the season, he achieved his personal best.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. I also work with injured athletes as well. So after someone is returning injury, they usually, I mean, physically they can be ready, but mentally they don't because they don't trust their body. So I also have to rebuild that trust as well.
Right. That's definitely hard being an athlete and having an injury because you always want to like hold back too because you're like so scared and
Yeah.
timid the whole time. So I think mental performance
Absolutely.
definitely helps that 100%.
Why do you believe mental performance skills are life skills and not just athletic skills?
Because these situations, what shows up in sport, the same situation shows up in life as well. So what you are going through, you can also use these skills in life as well. So, for example, like mental performance skills like managing emotions, staying present, resetting after mistakes, and handling your nerves. This is exactly what you need in your everyday life as well. And whether you are doing interviews or having any high pressure meetings, these tools are great. So I always, whoever I work with, I also tell them that if it's used, that definitely they can use this also later in their life, and these are life skills. So these are like muscles, right?
Exactly.
So yes, it's good.
You
to
got them
have.
forever.
Yeah, can you kind of
Yes.
talk a little bit about like what your sessions look like and when you are working with someone?
Absolutely. So I usually meet whoever I work with once a week, but I also create an individualized plan. So it can be more frequent or less frequent, like it can be every 2 weeks or once a month as well. But at the beginning, I recommend to do it like minimum once a week. And basically, we are having Zoom calls, so it's online, and the first session is more about assessment, right? So I ask lots of questions, and also there are some questionnaires. And after I create an individualized plan, and I recommend to have like 6 or 10 sessions, and these are Zoom calls, but basically we are discussing techniques such as like self-talk, visualization, breathing, routines, and also how to adjust, optimize their energy level, which is so important regarding performance. And then they have to practice it during training and also competitions. And yeah, that's how I work with athletes. But I always create an individualized plan. So I have programs, but I always adjust those because everyone is different. So I always go with whatever I feel is the best for the person.
That's great. So obviously a lot of those skills probably turn around, and you use them as everyday life skills. When you look back at your competitive career, what moments kind of taught you the most about like your mental performance?
So I I would say when I had to play in the final in the European Championship, and
Wow.
that was the first time I played at the European Championship, and it was in the final, and I definitely used those mental skills.
Yeah.
So breathing was a big part of it, and self-talk as well, and routines. So I would say these ones are very important, and also creating a pre-performance routine is also very, very helpful. But I would say what you can use everywhere is breathing, because it helps you to adjust your energy level. It helps you to reset after mistakes, and the other one is basically the rituals, and those of course also very important what you tell to yourself. So self-talk is super important, and self-belief is the most important things. So
Nice.
I would say these ones, but regarding life experience, or like tournament experience, I also usually say you learn the most from the failure and challenges, because this is feedback for you, right? And it helps you to build up to win, and for your for the next
Advancement,
time,
yeah,
basically.
things like that.
Exactly.
That's great.
Awesome. You work with athletes, teams, professionals, coaches, and parents. What similarities do you see across from all of them when working with them?
So we are they are dealing with the same things like pressure, expectations, self-doubt, stress management. So basically what's really important for them is the same, like staying in the present moment, managing emotions, making clear decisions, and showing up consistently, and also focus on what they can control. So definitely these are key factors, and mindset and focus and energy. Definitely, those are the topics that everyone is dealing with, these topics. So basically, it's all about. I would say also it's very important to build these skills, but self-awareness is also very important. So the first step is always self-awareness. You have to know where you are, and what are the skills you have to build, and what you have to change, basically.
Sure. So you talked about, breathing, mindset, all those stuff. What is kind of the hardest thing that people struggle with when coming to the, pressure in that mindset?
I would say how they see pressure.
Hmm.
So what's really important to reframe the situation and understand is, I like Billie Jean King's quote. I don't know if you know that pressure is privilege, right?
Hmm.
So basically looking at that, facing challenging and high pressure situation is not a burden, but a valuable opportunity for growth and achievement, self-discovery. So I always say you rather win experience, or you win, right?
Right. No
So
pressure, you're never going to get better.
yes, exactly. So what's really important, because some people freeze, right?
Hmm.
Um, and it's an interpretation of this situation. Is it a challenge, or I choke, right?
Hmm.
So so I would say that I mean, these skills are very, very important to have, doing a breathing technique, but also adjusting your energy level, because when your energy level is optimal, you perform your best. So you are in the flow, you are in the zone. So if it's too high, you're nervous, it's hard to move, the muscle it's hard, it's a little bit tight and it's hard to move. Or if you are too low in energy, you are sluggish, right?
Hmm.
So, and adjusting this energy level really helps to handle stress. And the other thing is that before it, the situation is that how you go into the situation. It's very important that you want to create feelings that are helpful for you, such as energy, calmness, excitement, because when you have these positive emotions and your energy is good, you will do well also if you are in the present moment.
Yeah, that's super important. I remember being an athlete, and coach would always say, leave it at the door. Whatever happened at school, family, personal life, you leave it at the door, because you're right. That mindset's everything. If you're gonna come onto the field being sluggish and sad, you're gonna play terrible. So,
Yes.
makes sense.
Yes, absolutely. And whether it's a team can help with that. So it's good to teammates can help with that, but and the coach can help with that. So and the parent is also can help with that. So going back to the previous question, that's definitely also a topic that it shows up basically everywhere.
It's great.
Dora, you talked to me a lot about confidence. How has confidence shown up in your career with table tennis, writing all these books, and just overall your success?
That's a great question. I always, so confidence me, if I enjoy what I'm doing, I'm confident. When I did well, really didn't think about winning. I was just in the present moment. So when what I told was said before, that when you're in this optimal state and you're enjoying what you're doing and you're passionate about what you're doing, and you're putting the time and effort in it, confidence will follow. And also confidence what helped me doing like daily routines and celebrating mini winning situations, right? It's very important. So that also helps to build up the confidence when you see the improvements. I usually ask this question: how much do you improve? How much do you improve if you improve every day 1% in a month? A lot, right?
A lot.
So if you have this mindset, it really also helps to build up your confidence, whatever you do.
For sure.
And that helped me. Yeah.
In the world we live in today, you don't always get to see everything that's happening with these athletes. The cameras only shined on the good stuff. So those people are often seeing the wins and not the setbacks. What part of your journey do you wish people understood better?
I wish they would understood, because when people see, I mean, if we stick with sports, is that, oh, it's so effortless, or it looks so good, it's so easy, but there is so much reps in behind it. So whatever I achieved and I became good, there is lots of time and effort behind it. And it's important to know that when no one is watching, right, what the person is doing, and I wish also people would see all the struggles, and there were a lot of struggles and adjustments and sacrifice to achieve what I achieved in some way. And I always say, whatever you want to be good at, there's always a sacrifice behind it, because you have to prioritize it.
For sure.
For sure. Well, thank you, Dora, so much for joining us today and sharing your story and insights. We really appreciate you taking the time to be here. Before we wrap up, where can our listeners follow you and learn more about your work?
So my website, people can learn about my work on my website, which is www.dorakurimay.com, so dorakurimay.com. Yeah, so Instagram, everyone can find me on Instagram. It's Dora Kurimay, at Dora Kurimay. On LinkedIn, it's the same, Dora Kurimay. Also on Facebook, I also have handle, it's Coach Dora Kurimay, or Mental Toughness for High School and College Athletes. I also have TikTok as well. That's also Dora Kurimay. So yes.
Perfect.
Awesome.
All right,
Everyone
that
go
sounds
on.
great, Dora. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight.